I'll start over then. I'll start over. Yeah, Anvisha is saying something.
I was like thinking there's an like button, so I was giving like to go.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll start again, I guess. I'll start like I'll give a bit of a background again, then we'll go because others should not miss this. So what is happening right now is our color output is not up to the mark, and that is kind of hurting our black and white output as well, right? Because there is a lack of deliberation in black and whites as well. So if we address this issue of color editing, right, we expect to have better color images, but then also complementarily have better black and white images too, right? So few things that we are getting wrong, right? Few things that we are getting wrong in our color processing, and which are like an easy fix, which could actually make a huge difference in your photo. Um, Something like bad saturation, okay? And bad saturation is like if your image has like great red color, okay? It has a very great red color, and then you keep it undersaturated, right? You don't let it bloom properly, right? So that photo will obviously not look as good as I mean, it can be a look that you could be going for, but then again, if you do it unintentionally and it ends up looking bad, and you can completely abandon that shot because it doesn't look good, right? That's not a very well, like that's not a good scenario, right? And so, and like you oversaturate. Suppose you make the saturation too high, right? So even in that case also the color is so intense that it starts to hurt your eye, right? So even in that case the photo gets abandoned or it gets converted to black and white, right? Where you take away all the color and then you start processing from ground up again. So these are both scenarios that we want to avoid, okay? Like we as a club should avoid, right? So few things that we need to just take care of first, right? First is white balance. Wait, I'll open my Lightroom, okay? I'll open my Lightroom. Is my Lightroom visible?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Cool. So see, like this is just like a random image I have opened up, right? So see the effect that white balance has on a photo, okay? Like I'm sure you know what the effect is, right? But then again, see it in the perspective of how the colors are affected, right? You know why we white balance, right? Is there anybody who doesn't know why we white balance? It's okay, like you can ask. It's fine. If you have a doubt, also it's fine. Even if like proper old members also have a doubt, I'm like willing to like clarify that doubt. Fine. So I guess like there's no doubt. Good. We white balance so that we can balance the whites. Okay, that's such a bad explanation, but then again, it's so that the white thing in the image, right, that ends up looking white in the end, right? The whites and grays, they stay whites and grays, okay? It's basically so that you compensate for the temperature of the light, okay? So light has a bit of a temperature, like any light has a temperature, right? So to compensate for that, like which gives a color cast to the image, right? To compensate for that, we use white balance. So like look at this image and especially look at the flower area, okay? As I move the white balance more blue, right? And like suppose this was my starting point. This was my starting point. If my image looked like this, I would like not be very willing to process it further, right? Like this does not look good. I don't know. Does it to anyone? Does it look better good to anyone?
No, the blue looks pronounced
Yeah. So
to
like
me particularly.
if this is your starting image, right? If this is the image you're starting from, then you're already not kind of like uh, kind of turned off by how this looks, right? Like that's it's not a it's not a good mood to step into a photo with this being your initial point. Suppose we restore it to this, right? Again, if I start somewhere here, right, and now even this looks pretty ugly, right? So that is very important to like have your white balance somewhere proper, something like this, right? This looks like it keeps the flower looking white. It keeps the white flower looking white, right? Now again, now we can go over tint as well. So this is like more purple and more green, and this is not a temperature property actually. Tint is not a temperature property. It's basic. It's again like it's characters like specifically to the character of the light. Okay, the light that you're using, it's based on the character of that. So that is what is the initial step. And so the next step is saturation. Okay, and I'm going to ask like how many of you use saturation solely from these two sliders, vibrance and saturation? Like who use these as like their only way to control the color? No one?
Not the only way, but mostly if I'm using either of them, it's mostly vibrance that I use. And then if it doesn't help, then saturation.
Okay. Okay.
Like what I
So-
generally do is I like manipulate the contrast primarily and desaturate it a bit to get it to its natural colors, because like I generally work on a higher contrast image, like mostly.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
that is how I use it.
Yeah. And like that is also actually a pretty good point, that contrast and clarity also affect your perceived saturation of the colors. Okay, which we'll go over later on. But for now, let's go over this. Okay, we increase the saturation rate, and then this ends up looking pretty bad, right? It's like the colors are patchy. It's like it's like the boundaries are very separated, right? There's no cleanness to the photo. There's like very blockiness to the photo, right? There's like separate there's no smoothness in it, right? So we want that smooth look. So saturation, I'd recommend that you don't use saturation from here. You use saturation in the HSL tab. Okay, because HSL tab gives you like infinitely more control, and you'll have much greater control, like not only on specific colors but on what exactly you want to change, right? If you want to change, suppose hue, you want to change saturation, you want to change luminance, which Anshuman will go over later on. But now I want to talk about the effect of like contrast and clarity on the saturation of an image. Okay, on the like the colors of an image, right? So if I suppose crank the clarity up, right? So the color, look at the colors. Okay, look at the colors. They become much more flat now, right? The colors have become much more flat, and like there's a bit of a grungy look to it, right? This is so. If you increase clarity, your saturation is going to go down. Your perceived like your clarity of your saturation of the colors will go down, right? And so you have to equally compensate in this slider, right? Or you can do it in the other sliders as well. Now for like look for contrast, right? When you increase contrast, your color saturation actually increases. In the like your blacks deepen, and then uh your bright parts brighten up more. So in the bright parts, the saturation actually gets less. In the darker parts, it increases. So keep that in mind. The next time you're processing, right? Just keep that in mind, that contrast and clarity are also they also affect your saturation, right? Like how the colors will look. That is a very significant part of how your colors end up looking. So curves and everything we'll go over later. I think Guru will take over now. Anvesha, do we have anything else to discuss? Like me specifically. Hello.
Black and white,
Raw and JPEG.
the values.
Raw and JPEG.
Anvesha, you said something.
How colors change in raw and JPEG. Like, why
Oh
you should
yeah.
choose them.
Okay. Yeah. That I completely forgot that. So yeah, this is us. This is a point like see, we know why RAW is like better than JPEG, right? And all that stuff we have talked about, we have discussed that. But the thing is, RAW not only has more exposure information, right? Not only is it like better for highlight recovery and high shadow recovery and all that stuff, it's also better for color because you have like a much deeper color, like every color channel is much deeper, right? So you can have more pushability in your colors, and plus the thing is white balance specifically. White balance specifically is very hard to correct in JPEG photos, right? So it's even more essential while you're shooting JPEGs, right? In your phone, in your anything that you shoot in, like I'm pretty sure people have a white balance adjustment in their phone. So is there anybody who doesn't? Like because you'll be like the people who will be shooting JPEGs are mostly the people who would be uh, using their phones. So is there anybody whose phone doesn't have white balance control? Hello. Are you guys checking over it? Hello.
Yeah,
iPhone users don't.
and we are doing our own shit, Nishant. You can fuck off.
Yeah. Shut up. Anyway, iPhone users don't.
They don't have
What?
that manual option, right?
Okay, Milton, are you using an iPhone?
No.
Shut the fuck up. Bitch.
iPhone does allow it, does it? Like without external apps.
Yeah. I mean, you can use that external apps, right? So that's what I'm getting at. So at least get some basic controls over your white balance, okay? Because white balance is something if it's baked in, right? Like suppose, wait, just like let's say this is our white balance, okay? Like suppose the camera messed up really bad, and this is our JPEG. Export. It's in 100% quality, okay? I'm not like making bad JPEG or something. So let's just do it on. Yeah, like let's just do it. Which one was that? This, right? Export using.
This photo kind of gives me Euphoria vibes.
The
This
blue
particular,
thing.
yeah, this edit.
Edit. Yeah, I mean, it can look nice, okay? It can look nice, but then again, for the vibe that I was going for, it wasn't the fit. So, and I mean, if it wasn't just for the white balance adjustment, if I had used blue light, then the red would still be pronounced because that is not coming from the light, that is from the flame itself. So like that would have ended up looking kind of odd. Anyway, so I'll just go over and import that photo here, okay? Let me see. Lightroom exports. I should have done this in advance. Sorry guys. Yeah, this. Right. So let's see now if we try to correct for the white balance, let's see what happens. See how different the colors are.
Show before and after.
Yeah. Hey, dumbass. Wait. I'll correct this one first. Right. This is the colors of this photo. And this is photo after it's been put through, like it's a JPEG and then it's been corrected, right? So look at the massive amount of difference that it makes in, like, the saturation of the colors, the darkness in the punchiness of the image, that entirely goes down, right? Do you get the point?
Yes,
Hello?
Nishant. We get the point.
Dude, respond. Okay, I feel it's very hard
Yeah,
to
yeah,
teach
we
over
do.
online.
Yeah, we do get the point. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So you see the difference, right? So this is the kind of difference that you have to face if you mess up your white balance too badly. थोड़ा बहुत चलता है, obviously, but especially when it's like too cool, then it's like really hard to recover. Warmth, maybe you can do a little bit more, but cool, so it's pretty gone. And this is the same with tint. Okay, so tint is very hard to remove. Like if you have bad tint in your photo, in a JPEG, it's very hard to remove. You'll have to go to curves and all that, and really it's not worth the effort. It's better to one, get it right in the camera, and two, just like shoot raw. Because raw gives you the ability to just click anywhere and correct your white balance. Okay. Plus, okay, I have talked extensively about correcting white balance and making your whites white. But then again, if you look closely, my white here is not white. Okay, like okay, wait, this is like a bad example, but it's not perfectly white. Okay. Okay, shit.
Nice. Very nice.
Sorry. I'm sorry, but like, yeah. So this is not like exactly white. Okay, it's not exactly dot sharp white. You want to be there, but like thoda bahut chalta hai, and then you obviously have your creative license to.
Try the
Yeah,
highlights in the class. That might be completely white. The one
this
in
thing,
the middle.
right?
Upper
It's
man.
70.
In the middle of the frame, man. See, in the middle of the flame. Yeah, try that.
It's 100. You won't get any data from there. You can't white balance based on that.
Okay, you suck. Your camera sucks.
Anyway, so yeah, so basically the idea is you get to that the correct point, and from there you can go either side. Okay. From there, if you choose to make it more warm, you can do that. If you choose to make it more green, you can do that. If you choose to make it more magenta, blue, whatever. After that, if you want to push your photo, that is completely up to you as a creative choice. Okay, that is up to you as a creative choice. But then again, at least get the white balance right in camera, and like not in camera per se, but like if you're shooting JPEG, then be extra careful of the white balance, because you can always if you have a proper base, you can always apply effects on it, but you can't, like if you've already applied the effect, then you can't take away that effect and get to the base, right? You can't go in any other direction with that, so they will open up more avenues for you, basically that. And like, yeah, that's it, that's about it. Also, there's something interesting about colors which I guess we can cover later on also, but then again I'll give you a gist. So do you know that colors like appear brighter and like less bright like depending on what color they are, right? If suppose suppose what is standing out to you the most in this photo?
The rose. Okay, no, the blue.
The blue, right?
Yeah.
If I convert it to black and white,
It is the brightest part, dumb fuck.
Hey, wait.
Fail, Nishant.
Hey, this is not the right image to demonstrate this, okay? Just bear with me. Like, let me go through my catalog.
No, we will not. Hey, everyone boo Nishant, please. Give me a boo in the chat.
Let me go through my catalog. Wait, where's my black and white hand?
And this
Right,
is how your
so-
professors feel, when they take your classes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much. But you won't know that, will you, Srishti? Only
Yeah.
Nishant will know that.
Exactly, because I do take classes. So.
Exactly. Maybe
You
we
take
should
classes?
just let her take class next time, dude.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
sure.
So
Sure thing.
eager.
Srishti, you take classes for which year?
She doesn't.
Third year, lab. Hey, dude, I do. Lab.
That's
Oh,
what she said, dude. Come
I
on.
feel bad for those kids, man. But okay.
You would
Hey,
never
wait.
know, though, so.
Yeah,
This photo can't be converted for some reason. Like it can't be found.
you deleted it or moved it, man. Obviously.
Yeah, that's what.
Dumb fuck.
Hey, check it. Yeah. Look at this photo. This is very like, this will be apparent. Okay.
Yeah, this would be clear.
Yeah, so this part is like the brightest part, like the most part, the part that is jumping at you the most, right? And now you convert it to black and white. It's still the brightest part. Now see,
You
now
suck.
see this. No. See, there's still a very good observation to be made here. See this, yeah, like the blue and the yellow, right? They mix right in. But in the image, right? This color is like much more appealing to the eye and much more eye grabbing than the blue, right? So do you see the point here? So value is the black and white value of that color, okay?
Basically, the luminosity of blue and
Yeah.
orange in this image are the same, but the effect that they have to the viewer is completely different in
Yeah,
terms of
exactly.
how it's perceived. That is essentially what he's trying to say in a very, very bad manner, Nishant. But
It's okay. I'm not. I am a club president. I'm not a speaker.
Okay.
Did you know that Gokul told that vice president should take care of all the learning stuff?
Okay, Nishant, we can just continue
heard-
with the session here. Let's not go to personal attacks.
Yeah. And you're not doing any of that. I am going to personal attacks. Screw you. Anyway, so do you see the thing here is that this entire thing, right? This entire thing is the same value, okay? But when you go to like color, this is much more apparent, right? So for different colors, you'll have to use different values, okay? For different colors, you'll have to use different values to get this. If you want like specific effects, then it's a very good method to know like what is the black and white value of that. Like have a general idea of what is the black and white of color idea, like black and white what value of a color. Yeah. Anyway, so something like yellow will be much brighter when it looks like it looks normal, but it's like much brighter. Something like blue or yellow, blue or green or red, even those will be much dimmer colors, okay? Even when they look very significant in a frame, they'll be much dimmer. So yeah, so that is about values, and these are the things that you should keep in mind, okay? Like this is the like kind of a cheat sheet to correct your colors and be better at colors, okay? Now in more detail about specific color editing वगैरह, that will be taken by Guru. Guru, please take over.
Hello.
Hi, hello.
Hi, Guru. We are pleased to be in your company and learning.
Yeah,
from
by the way,
amazing person like you.
Guru, can I tell them that you're okay? Wait, can I
Yeah,
tell
tell
them?
them.
Yeah,
Tell them.
so
Yeah, sure.
do the honors, Nishant.
Guru is colorblind. And I've never, like after Sunil Bhaiya, this guy has the best colors in the club somehow.
Okay, what color? Like which type of colorblind? Or completely colorblind?
Like, no. I cannot differentiate between blue
Gaurav,
and
chill.
purple.
Gaurav, chill. Calm down. Completely colorblind.
Continue.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what. I can differentiate between blue and purple and kind of yellow and light green.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
When did you realize this?
Pretty early.
Okay,
Like,
this is not an
yeah.
interview.
Can you
Calm
read
down,
those?
guys. So much awkward
Like,
silence.
those dot patterns. Can you read those dot patterns?
What dot?
Half of them.
Oh,
okay.
shit.
Dot pattern.
Okay, so that I think that's how you probably realized.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
don't-
this is not
yeah,
a discussion
ignore
about Anshuman's colorblindness and how he discovered his colorblind. Let's move on.
Yeah, this is about colors.
Yeah, anyone
Yeah.
who has questions can personally ping him and annoy him and share the screenshots with us later. But for now, let him teach.
Yeah.
Good luck, Anshuman. Have fun.
Yeah, let's see about that. Okay. So about like editing colors. So the way I edit colors is that if I take a photo, I almost like think about the end result, what I'm thinking of getting in that. Whether I want a particular kind of a tone in that, or just some colors muted, some colors highlighted, like such that. Also about the mood. Suppose kind of wait. I'll share my screen. You can see my Lightroom, right?
Yes.
Yes. So this photo, let's take this photo. This was on that edge theme. So the thing that this thing represents is somewhat like murder, cold-bloodedness. So I went for a kind of a blue tone theme because for me, blue color, it signifies somewhat like a gloomy mood. Yeah. So on that thing, then if you say about white balance, right? The best thing is if you start with a perfect white balance, then sometimes it becomes better to change it a bit. Like if you want to give it a tone, just make it a bit cooler or a bit warmer. That gives a nice tone to the photo. And yeah, I'm doing pretty bad at this.
It's okay, man. Like, I'm definitely sure people are enjoying this more than me rambling. Anyway, I think Anshuman, I think your like the screen hasn't loaded properly. Like the photo is cut off at the top.
Oh yeah. No, like it's just saying DSC 0174 NF on top. Try closing that if possible.
Wait, I will stop.
Or just kill the whole process and close everything and fuck off.
Yeah.
Oh, he actually did. Shit.
Wait now, wait. I've shared the whole screen. Yeah, now is it visible?
No, it's
It's
not.
better.
Yeah,
Cool. Continue.
cool. So, what else? Yeah, this is the original photo. Okay. This is the
Oh my
original.
god.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
See guys, this is conceptualization, okay.
Petition to kick this guy out of the club and send him to like Alan Scheller or something as an intern.
Yeah, do
Yeah.
that. I will be pleased. Okay, so this photo, the background is quite a bit of oranges, and yeah, the HSL tabs actually comes in handy in this cases. Okay, so what the problem is the background is it has red and orange, right? So if I just decrease this thing, okay, shit, I did something again. What happened?
It's unsaturated. But if you are colorblind and you can't see it, we are just
Yeah,
telling you.
but why is it going back in my history?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
happened.
good. Nice.
Yeah, this one was that. Okay, so I'm not changing it. This thing, if I'm going to decrease the saturation of the back, then this thing is going to change. A lot of things are going to change, which I don't want. So this vibrance, vibrance, yeah, and saturation is non-existence for this photo. So what I do is that I change the saturation in HSL tab, like going for the specific colors, and if there are like same colors of the, like if I want to decrease just the back and not the, what do you say, handle of it. So one more thing that helps is the local adjustments, like your gradient and radial filters. So that come pretty handy in color photos. So if you want to just decrease the saturations, or even if like in some cases, such as if you're doing a landscape and you want to look the sky a bit more blue, just draw a gradient and decrease the temperature. It gives a good look in that. So try doing it with the gradient, and the local adjustment tools helps in this. And what else? This one, the blacks are raised quite a bit. Okay. So I will explain split toning. Yeah, split toning. But yeah, anyone, any idea about split toning? Like,
Anshuman, if you don't know, you can ask us. It's fine. Like, we'll explain.
yeah, no, I will explain split toning. There's no problem in that.
Okay. Explain. We don't know,
Yeah.
dude. We don't know what this split toning means. Please explain, Professor.
Yeah, sure. So what split tanning does mainly is that it gives a particular hue to the highlights and a particular hue to the shadows. So you have the hue slider and the saturation slider. Um, One best thing is just hold Alt and change the hue. So it does it with the saturation boosted to 100. So that pretty much helps in how would you like to see the photo, and then just keep the saturation to a max of 20-30, after which it looks unnatural. So and since in this photo the blacks are raised so much, so the changes in shadows are pretty much evident in the whole photo. Like if I increase the blue in this a little bit, it changes a lot. So that's this work. And also there's this balance tab. Balance, what it does is uh, it makes a part of the image towards highlights or towards shadows. Suppose if I move it towards the right, then it takes everything in the image as a highlight, and towards the left it takes everything in the image as shadows. So suppose you are making something like this partially in this, so the effects you do in highlights will be more pronounced in the photo and also in the shadows as compared to what changes you do in the shadows region of a color. Like, you guys could understand that, right?
Guys, respond.
Guys, anyone?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, he
Yeah, all
asked,
good,
right?
all
Come on.
Yeah, okay.
Like, if you don't understand, just ask. Okay, like I am there, Saurabh is there, Anshuman is there. Okay, we'll explain. Obviously, कोई
Yeah.
जान नहीं मारने है तुम्हारा.
Yeah. Let me butt in there for a moment. I don't know anything. Ask Nishant and Anshuman, and just get over with it. But yeah, feel free to ask questions, guys.
Yeah.
And if you want him to speed up, just say it. Or if you want him to explain anything clearly, just say it. He's also confused. It's his first time teaching, so don't leave him on read and ignore him so much. He'll cry.
Yeah. I mean, this is not just for us. Okay, this is for like, this is not just for like us, like for the BOD or whatever, for the people teaching. It's not. It's like, it's kind of for you guys also, right? So be collaborative.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this is not your average class. Don't just be muted. Do some random bakchoti also. We don't care. Yeah. Bye.
Get there.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to my TED talk. Now continue, Anshuman.
Yeah. So that's what. Mm, for that, it's like kind of in the blue region and give that cool vibes in that. Without split toning, doesn't look that good. So that's what in this. Now, next example. Yeah, this one. So
I want to see the before and after for this, please.
yeah, this one, there's not much change in this.
Really? Oh,
Is it on the same table as the previous one?
yeah, dude.
No, it's a different table.
Oh.
The previous one was a cutting board.
Hey, but
This
the lighting
one's a
is
table.
on point on this. How did you light it?
Table lamp. Like this thing is a table lamp's light.
And color? Like temperature?
Temperature, that table lamp is at 3
Yellow.
temperatures. Yeah.
Oh, that's why. It looks super
Okay.
natural. Cool. Continue.
So this one, I went for kind of a retro vibe, like that retro tone. Which one is that? It's because of the old camera. Also because of this light. Also there was sunlight. It was around 4 or 5 p.m. So the sunlight was also like this. So there was already this yellow tint to this. So I continued with that. And normal adjustment. Also, yeah. Not for this photo, but in photos in which the tones are mainly in the mid tones, right? Like this type of curve, like inverted U. In that, your clarity changes of the image pretty much. Like there's a big change in image if you change the clarity. It becomes brighter. If you will notice, like it becomes brighter as the color changes. So now make sure about that while using clarity in these cases. And this one there wasn't much change. Like I'd use a bit of contrast in tone curves and lift blacks from that. And what else? Yeah, for this kind of things, my generally go to split toning is kind of a golden color in the highlights and a bluish in the shadows. For that, like yellow and blue are complementary colors, and that to work for me. Rest you can try with other colors, and yeah. It
Okay,
was-
Anshuman, why did you go
Yeah.
with like lifted shadows for this? Like, why aren't the shadows at 0? Why is it pura lifted?
Even I don't know. Like,
So
see,
show me the visual of like shadows.
half of my editing is, yeah, this looks good, so let's do this. Also, it's
Okay, so
pretty good.
you've modified the blue curve a lot, right?
Oh
Do you
yeah,
do-
this one, blue. I
Like
don't
this
know.
Oh, you
is just
have-
basic. Yeah, this is just basic RGB curve only.
RGB curve.
That,
Nice.
that I
This one is basic RGB. Like this one, the blue was increased a bit, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I changed. Yeah, this one blue is a
Very
bit increased. Yeah, but I don't do much on the RGB because I can't mess it up most of the time.
It's a really powerful tool. Like, guys, if you aren't using RGB curves, please try it. If you want very specific colors, especially in astrophotography, you can get a lot of details from those specific RGB separate curves rather than just the main curve, because it is a very versatile tool, but it is very difficult to master. Even like a mega master like Anshuman isn't able to use it, but like it is worth a try. So if you guys want to play around with it, please feel free to play around with it. You can create some very specific color grading with it, and it'll be very helpful for photography and the processing workflow.
yeah. So like RGB. Okay, yeah. Wait, Anshuman, I want to say something about this photo.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Toggle the tone curve, like on and off. Toggle it off. Yeah. So now
Yeah.
see the colors are so much more punchier, right? Like the
Yeah.
the orange, like the orange and the blues and all that stuff looks much sharper and much punchier. Like not sharper per se, but like it's more, in the face.
Stronger.
And
Hmm.
yeah. And like when you toggle that switch it on, so now it's like more muted and like more vintage. Like that kind of goes with the vibe of the entire photo, right? A more muted color is like kind of what we want in this situation,
Yeah.
right?
In
So
this case.
yeah, so since that was the kind of the mood that we were going for, that's why the lifting of the curve matters. Like if we lift the curve, then the shadows will go up, and then you'll get a pretty flat kind of a photo. So that's the point of making that curve like that. And also about RGB curves. RGB curves are like quite powerful. Actually, you can do pretty much all the edit that you can through RGB curves, except for like HSL, obviously, like the entire HSL. But split toning and then lifting shadows, lifting highlights, and curves, like no the contrast, saturation, all that stuff that can be done through RGB curves.
Actually,
it's like-
Nishan Bhaiya,
Yeah.
I had a question. Like,
Yeah.
because about like splitting tones, like in the last picture जो अंशुमन गुरु का था, ये वाला वो जिसमें ब्लेड था,
हाँ.
हाँ, इसमें like वो जो हैंडल है and like जो सॉस है, is it like the same kind of red but is split somehow? Yeah, is that splitting of red deliberate?
What the splitting
one?
of what is deliberate?
मतलब देखो जो सॉस लगा है and
हाँ.
the handle, it's like
Yeah.
they're both red, So it's
Yeah.
is it like deliberately is it deliberately split कि जो ऊपर वाला red है it appears darker and नीचे वाला brighter या फिर it's like
I think Anshuman can answer that question better.
हाँ, like it wasn't something like that. Like starting से ये handle वैसा ही था.
अच्छा
Can you show the original image, Anshuman?
okay हाँ okay I get a
Like
better picture now. I get a better picture now.
Handle was like this only, so I didn't change anything with the handle. This mainly changes was with the background only.
I was just मतलब thinking कि अगर if I had to highlight the sauce or like something.
Huh, you can do that if you want to highlight. Suppose if I specifically want to highlight the sauce here, okay. Right. So what I can do is I can simply go into the brush tool and like paint over it, and like get like kind of like you don't need to be exact. You just increase the feather and be kind of careful with it, and then you can do a pretty good job of this. Okay.
Okay. I get it.
Like the local adjustment tools helps a lot.
Yeah. Anshuman, next photo.
Yeah, next photo. Yeah, this one, no? Yeah. Yeah. This was a JPEG, okay? So
Yeah, this is a phone JPEG.
This is a phone JPEG, and the good thing was that it was white balanced. I did not change white balance at all. Yeah, this one I had increased by a bit. Just to give, because of this light, right? This yellow light, I wanted to make that thing more pronounced in this. So that's why I increase the temperature a bit and also the contrast. Like the contrast efforts is a lot. Like see, this is the before one and this is after. Okay, like the contrast changes a lot about the colors. Also in this again like the same split toning I did, but since I wanted more of this light in this and like to create that vibe of yellow light in this, so the split toning balance has been kept more towards the highlight. So like more part of the frame will get the yellow color and as compared to blue, but the blue in this case it helps to make the yellow come out much more tan. Like if I don't keep the blue in this, that the yellow won't have the same effect. Like this looks bad.
Yeah.
So
it looks kind of empty.
Yeah, the blue balances out the yellow in this. And basically that's what you want to do with split toning. If you are getting something in a highlight about the colors, then you need to balance it out in the shadows, or else the photo will be kind of a monotonous photo. But at the same time, in some cases, you have to keep just one thing. Like in this photo, I did not give any color to the highlights because the highlight part was this thing only, and I did not want anything in the blade. So it was just in the shadows part, the color. Pretty much that. And what else? Profile correction.
Yeah. That's a fun tool.
Yeah, profile correction. That's a good tool.
Not lens correction, profile. Niche. Or niche.
Profile.
Like
which one?
It's calibration.
Yeah, calibration. I have zero idea about it. Nishant will speak.
So yeah, calibration is like if you want to give like a global effect to the whole image, right? Global hue effect to the whole image. Suppose has anybody used Photoshop here and like use that hue and saturation layer?
Oh yeah, that is fun.
We don't know what Photoshop means.
Yeah, so
great photos actually.
So this is basically that in Lightroom. Okay, so this is like primarily built so that suppose your camera consistently gives like blue photos, right? Consistently it's giving blue photos, right? Throughout your entire range, even if you white balance it every time. even then it's giving suppose blue photos. Then you can go here and you know make the blue ka hue something else, or like green ka hue something else, or like make the red ka hue something else. That is like that is the reason why it's there. Okay, suppose I want my colors to be specifically of one type, right? Like, you know, you see how red primary, it's not red color, okay? It's like red ka color wala red side, and then color wala green side, and then color wala blue side. So if you change that, then there's not much red in this photo, so it won't
Yeah.
affect much.
Yeah, but
And
this
like
thing looks good.
it's actually affecting. See, now it's like it's more purple. Like to this side it's more purple, to that side it's more orange. Push it to the other side. Yeah, see, now the bottom parts are more orange. Make it 0. So yeah, that is like the calibration tool. It's like it's something that you can use creatively, which is not really built to be used creatively, but then again you can use it. Anyway, does anybody have doubts? And I expect you to have doubts, okay? Because this was a pretty shorty job, and then like if you don't have doubts, then you're not listening.
Yeah.
Wanted to know if
Wait for the time.
whether the use of contrast is the same as the changes in the what we do in the HSL part of it. Like if we don't use contrast, like if we don't make use of contrast, and we just shift the knobs in the HSL part for each particular colors, the luminosity and the saturation and the other one more. I don't remember.
Yeah. See. Okay, that is a good question. But Gaurav, I'll tell you this. Okay, the basic adjustments, right? Like the tone adjustments, those purely work on the value. Okay, those work on the black and white value that you have. If I increase the exposure, it's going to change the exposure of the entire image. Okay, it's just going to add more like light to the image. If I increase contrast, it's going to like not be color specific. It will just increase. It'll like just take the bright parts and make them brighter, dark parts and make them darker.
Oh, okay.
You get that? So you can't get the same exact effect, but you can get the same exact effect through tone curves. If you go to tone curve and then RGB, not the color specific channel, the channel specific curves. If you go to the entire curve, like the RGB curve, there you can, if you make any changes, that will be global.
Contrast can be pretty much done with this thing only.
Yeah, that's it.
Curve only, S curve.
Yeah, see? Now it's like more fun. There. Yeah, Milan, you had it out.
No, my screen was stuck like what I had in doubt, so that got weird when it started working.
That would be what?
Like my screen was stuck for some time, so I couldn't like do what you were telling. It was difficult to fix it. Like I got it cleared, just don't worry about it.
Cool. Anybody else have any doubt? Yeah, Satyajit.
Yeah, so people say that the histogram should be balanced, right? So how do you know if it's balanced or not?
That's a load of bullshit, dude. Like that's really a load of bullshit. Okay. I'll tell you what. Does everybody know what histogram is? Like what it signifies and all that.
I don't know. Yeah, no.
So okay, wait. Anshuman, just like hover over the part where the histogram is. Right?
Yeah.
So that is your black. Yeah. Check it. Like you can see, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's just black. It's just a graphical representation of how many values are there at each spot. Okay. So that kind of the like 0 to 10 maybe, that is your blacks. Okay. So 0 to 10 value mein kitne, like how many pixels are there, not particles, how many pixels are there, right? It's just a representation of that. Now you go towards towards more right, and then you get brighter values. So this point, let's say the rightmost point is 0, the leftmost point is 100. Okay. So it's just a spread out of that. Okay. So okay, you say that, right? If you like your histogram should be balanced and stuff. But okay, histogram is actually a pretty useful tool. I'm not knocking on histogram for being a bad tool or something. But there's no need for histogram to be balanced per se. Okay. if I have a very strong contrast image, right, my histogram would be pushed to the sides, and I'll have two bars at the sides, okay, two peaks at the sides, right? That is not a balanced histogram, okay, but then that image could end up looking fantastic. Have you seen Mithilesh Bhaiya's photo of that that singer or whatever, where the light is like kind of falling onto him, and it's like that's barely anything is visible.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, look at this photo, okay. That is a good photo for explaining this.
Yeah.
Look at
It
the
doesn't have
histogram.
anything in the middle.
Look at the histogram. It's just like either push to this edge or push to that edge, right?
Hey, Nishant, I have to kind of leave because मैं थोड़ा सा बाहर हूँ and मेरा
Sure, sure,
class लग रहा है. All right,
sure.
it was
If you have
it
any
was a
doubt, just like
huh?
drop it in
Huh.
on WhatsApp, okay? It's fine.
Right, I will. It was a great workshop, and Anshuman.
Yeah, and I'll give task, okay? This
Yeah, sure.
workshop will have a task.
I'll do that.
Yeah,
Just
so like don't think that we are taking classes and then तुम क्या normal semester की तरह निकाल दोगे. You get task.
Sure. चलिए मैं
Anyway,
अभी
so yeah, so Satyajit, are you seeing this, right? Like
Yeah.
look at the histogram,
Yeah.
right? It's pushed to the edges on both sides, but then the image is
No,
fantastic.
first of all, there's no colors in it, so I don't think. Yeah, I pretty much know why did you say that Instagram is complete bullshit?
I won't have
Balancing Instagram was a task, and Alan Shallow's whole career would have been damned.
Yeah. No, so don't believe this, like YouTube wala cheese ki. The YouTubers will say a lot of shit, okay? Yeah, like look at these photos that he's like circling through. Okay?
Wait, this one, yeah.
See, look at the histogram. It's completely to one side.
Yeah.
But it's still like it. If that was not the case, if it was in the middle, right, it would have been a bad photo. It wouldn't be as punchy as this. It wouldn't be as impactful as this. So it's not like the part about histogram that is bullshit is that it should be balanced. That you should have a flat image or whatever. That part is not true. That part is just like simply not true. Okay.
Okay. Another
So
doubt I have is about
yeah.
the RGB tone curve.
Yeah.
So you see, I have never used it because I find it very difficult to handle that. But
It
as Arun bhai,
is a pretty difficult to.
yeah, as Arun bhai told कि और you told कि उसको अगर एडजस्ट मतलब उसी से ही ऑलमोस्ट फोटो एडजस्ट हो सकता है, उसके कलर्स एडजस्ट हो सकते हैं RGB से. So how do you do that? Because don't have to adjust
Anshuman.
hue or what, HSL and what.
Yeah. Like suppose if I do blue. So if I increase in this highlights region of this curve, right? So in the highlights, blue increases.
Okay.
If I decrease it from here, then in the shadow, blue decreases. If blue decreases, then red and green are prominent.
So so it actually changes the whole color of the picture, right? So what is then calibration for?
It changes the whole color of the picture based on where are you changing it in the point on the graph. So if you're changing a particular color in suppose towards the highlights region or towards the whites, so it changes only at that part of the image, not as a whole of the image.
Anshuman.
Yeah.
Anshuman, like stop projecting. I'll explain it in my light.
Okay. Yeah. बंद कैसे होता है ये?
Okay, अब हो जाएगा. I think.
No, wait. It isn't showing that. Yeah.
Go to like stop project.
Yeah. It's done.
Cool. Yeah. So see, Satyajit.
Yeah.
Suppose this is my base image. Okay.
Okay.
This is the base image. Now I want to suppose like increase the exposure. So I'll go here at the midpoint and I'll increase this. Do you see it? Do you see the difference it makes?
Yeah. So why not just redo the exposure thing, you know, in that tone? Let's see what. Yeah, it does
Easier
the same
saying this.
thing, right? Yeah, it does the
It's the
same
same
thing,
thing.
right?
See, it is the same thing. It is obviously the same thing. But what curves gives me is control. Okay, it gives me control over specific values. If I want to go here and make a S curve, right? I can do that. If I want to make an S curve specifically in this area, it'll let me do that. Okay, obviously it doesn't look as good in this photo, but if I want to do that there, it'll let me do that, right? It's about control. Okay, contrast slider. If I push this contrast slider, it just makes the photo darker here in this case, right? But here, if I go here and like make a gentle S curve kind of thing, right? Now the photos, like the colors look much more punchier, right? So curves is more about control that than anything else. Okay, so RGB curves, you can add anything. Okay, you can raise blacks, you can raise whites, you can raise shadows, you can raise highlights. That stuff can be taken care of. Exposure is a bit hard. Obviously, you can maybe you can take the entire thing and lift it up, but then again, that doesn't nearly look as good as normally doing it. So I'm not recommending that you use curves. Okay, I'm just saying that it's a very powerful tool. It's just about, it's kind of a testament to how powerful the tool is rather than what is practical. Obviously, this stuff is more practical for that. But like, suppose you want to lift blacks. Okay, if so, suppose I want to crush the blacks in this photo, right? I want to like not have so much black in this photo. Suppose I try to lift it. It goes to a certain extent, right? It's gone to a certain extent, and then it stopped. What curves will let me do is do something like this, where the entire thing has been raised, like the bottommost thing has been raised to this value, right? Do you see the point?
Yeah.
And like if I go ahead and make an S curve here, or like something like this, right? So I can have high contrast. Like, see, it's the curves are simply about control. Okay, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. That curves are about control, and the only way to really learn curves is by using them. And this whole thing, one of this axis is 0 to 100, right? And this is number of pixels. The more you lift it up, that is number of pixels. Do you get the point? Hello?
Yeah.
So the more you practice it, the more you'll get it. Okay. So it is totally not
yeah.
like it's
Nishant,
something that
can you repeat what you said about the pixel thing? I didn't get it.
Okay, wait, I'll open a histogram here. Yeah, something like this, right? Now see the two axes. Okay, that is 0, that is 255, that is the maximum value, and this is the number of pixels of each color, right? So 0 pe we have nothing, and then like here at some value we have 2000 something pixels. Here at some value we have 6000 something pixels, right? So this is the entire thing. Okay, this is a type of like a way to visualize your image. Okay, it's a way to know कि कितना value किस चीज का है. It's a good guide. Okay, histograms are a good guide to what kind of an image you have taken, right? If you have taken a flat image, then the curve will look like this. If you have taken a high contrast image, then the things will be pushed to the sides, right? That is the guide. Okay, and like suppose my curve is something like this. Okay, my curve line will be diagonally to this, right? Hello, Srishti?
Yeah. I can hear it. I can understand.
Yeah. The curve line will be somewhere from here to here, diagonally. So if you're raising that, right, you're in like whatever values you're affecting the maximum values at this point where you're putting that point and raising it. Right? Got it? Or like should I go into Lightroom and explain again? That is also fine.
Ah, you could do that.
Cool. I think it's better if you pick that selector thing and then try to do it from there. This thing. Right now wherever you go, it'll show you a point. Okay. Can you see the point on the curve?
Yeah, I can see that. My screen's getting stuck.
Okay. Yes. See this. Okay. Suppose I'm in this area and that is the point, right? And suppose I want to increase the brightness of the entire, like the things on its side, right? You want to make that bright. So if I did that, see how the rest of the things are also affected. The area around that is affected the most, but there is a global change in the entire image.
Oh,
right? So basically, it's like giving weightage. Okay, it's like giving more weightage to this value and then accordingly giving the weightage to make a smooth curve. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
It's okay if it doesn't.
No. Thanks.
Next.
Cool. So
Hello.
Sure.
Yeah, I was asking like when you say like it's a really useful tool to have a histogram, then like I get it. Like when you want to know what's going around with the photo, you need a histogram there at your side. But while editing, do you really take a look at the histogram? Like this is where my photo stands right now. Like,
no.
Does that actually happen?
No. You have to take care of histogram when you're printing. Okay. Because screen can be like the deceptive in how the photo looks. Okay. Like this image might look nice to me. Okay. Because I'll tell you. Okay. I'll show you that photo. Where is my pigeon wala photo? Okay, that was a long time ago. But bear with me here. It should be somewhere here, man. What? Oh my god, I need to clear out my catalog. There's a lot of shit.
Just delete all of your pictures and fuck off.
Yeah, I think I'll have to do that. Hey, where did that photo go, da?
Why are you asking me? As if I've been using your laptop, bastard.
Yeah, there. Here it is.
A digital manipulation photo.
It's digital manipulation.
It's digital manipulation. Don't believe me.
Yeah, fine. Right, it looks so bright and nice, right? It looks like, if you print this, it'll look like this to you. What the hell?
What?
Okay. What is this sound? Can you hear the sound?
No.
Anyway. So you see how this photo looks nice, right? Like the colors and everything. This is the most deceptive photo I've taken, okay, in terms of the histogram thing, right? So it looks like it'll look nice in print, okay, but then when I got the print, right, it's only under a very specific kind of lighting that this photo will look good, right? If I want it to be fine, like if I want it to look good, I'll probably have to put it somewhere here. Like I'll have to raise the exposure like this to something like this. So my histogram is kind of pushed a little more. And I know the colors look bad, but then again, when you print it, then it will kind of balance out. Okay. So that's the only point. Hello?
Did you get the print?
Yeah, I have the print.
Sure.
Yeah,
Wait,
like
I'll-
in this condition, when we print this thing, like suppose we print this as it is right now on your screen. So we would be getting the printed thing in the
Yeah.
colors what we had in your original photo that you had edited, or the one that it is right now.
No. See, the thing is, a lot of factors are there. Okay, your monitor brightness is also a very big factor in how you perceive color.
Yeah.
So that stuff, that bias is not there in the histogram. That is why it's a useful tool. But other than that, like it's really not that big of a deal, man. It's really not. Keep your brightness to like an optimum level where it's kind of the same as your environment, and you're good to go. If it's too bright, if it's like too low, then you'll run into problems. Other than that, no.
Nishant, why is
Yeah.
your photo in TIFF format, TIF?
Oh, I edited it in Photoshop. That's it. There was some. I'll tell you why. See this line.
Oh yeah, I remember you were telling once in the LA session. बता रहा था,
Yeah,
right?
I had to remove that. That's why it's in TIFF. Anyway, that's it, right? Anything else?
No, nothing else. I mean, from my side.
Others, कुछ भी है बोलो.
Oh, just one more important thing. Nishant, you're a very annoying presenter. All of us hate you. Yeah, that.
Yeah, what?
Nothing, da. Nothing.
Oh, that was it.
That was
I
it.
have a question, but then it's very different from the topic of it, and I don't know if others would like to listen to it or others may leave. But then the
Yeah,
question
go
is
on,
like,
go on.
why should we post our photos on Instagram? Like the photography part of not the personal ones that you can post whatever, but then the photography, that kind of part. Because like since a lot of time I've been thinking not to post, and I have not posted since a while because I'm like,
Yeah.
what's the reason of posting? Not it's not the likes I want, but like I can't think about the reason to post. So
It's about community, man. It's only about community. Okay. It's about having a platform where others can see you. That's it. That's all Instagram is. Right. And
Yeah, I
like,
mean, initially there used to be exhibitions to display your work, right? Be it pieces of drawings or photographs, whatever be it. So right now, Instagram is just more accessible, and you don't really have to pay to present your work and get noticed. And see, for people like you and me, we just do it for the fun of it. But there are people who actually make a living out of it. So who knows, it might just turn into a serious thing for people at some point in their life. As for me, I want to portray what I see and what I feel from looking at a picture with the community that I have. That's all.
okay. And how about the other communities like 500px or VSC? I don't consider VSC of much of a community for obvious reasons, but then
Yeah, and that's more for the aesthetics, I'm sure.
VSCO is not a community; it's a stereotype.
For
yeah,
sure.
others like 500 and the others. So
I don't think it's that good. Okay, Flickr and all that stuff. It's not that good. Okay, it's not worth being there. Like from whatever I've heard. Okay, like I've talked to Siva, I've talked to Gokul, I've talked to like other people who have been on 500px, Flickr, and all that stuff. They say it's not worth it.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So doubts. And obviously you guys will have a task, okay, from this. It won't be a very big task. Cool.
Cool.
You'll have 1 week to complete it. and the task is to take a photo in color and process it with whatever knowledge that you have now, that you have acquired today, right? Second is to take an old image and process that again, that you preferably a photo that you processed earlier in black and white. Cool.
Okay, so
Doubts?
basically,
Yep.
one photo, which is like very unprocessed photo, we have to like process it based on this knowledge, and the other photo, which which was processed as black and white, we need to reprocess it.
Yeah.
Black and white.
First is take a photo. Okay, take a normal photo, color photo, and process it from whatever knowledge you have today. Second is re-edit a photo that you took a long time back, a while back, that you processed as black and white.
Okay. Cool.
Those are the two tasks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bold of you to assume anyone will submit it, but okay, Nishant.
Okay, I want somebody to post this in the group. Okay, like the task.
Yeah, just like task submission and then ask for review skills. Just make it seem like it's a review post, but
Yeah.
yeah, just keep it coming.
Yep. Anyway, that also. I was talking about somebody posting this in the group. Okay, not like post those photos in the group. Do that obviously, but like somebody post the minutes of whatever we talked today and like the task. Not everything from what we talked today, but then again, kind of a gist. Milind.
Just the task, right?
Yeah, just the task. I'll save them.
Okay.
I'll save the recording. Okay. Wait.